In the 16th century, a king declared war, not on another kingdom, not on rebels, but on a windmill. Yes, a wooden structure that spins in the wind. King Charles was so furious that he personally led an attack against it. Swords were drawn, orders were shouted, and history recorded it. So how does a king end up fighting farm equipment? Well, it's a lot dumber than you think. History is full of wars over land, religion, and sometimes things much dumber. If you think Don Quixote was the only man who fought windmills, you haven't met King Charles VI of France, the man who turned madness into high art. This is a gentleman who believes he is made of glass. From an early age, Charles showed extraordinary talent. He believed himself to be a hybrid of a dragon and a flying saucer, and frequently gnawed on walls to replenish minerals to his glass body. Once, he ate 3 bricks of the royal palace and asserted,
"We just invented 21st century bread."
Upon his accession to the throne, Charles issued a series of laws that silenced the kingdom. All cats had to wear diapers because he was afraid they would fart and pollute the air. People are forbidden from breathing through their noses instead of their ears to save oxygen. Anyone who dares to wash their hands is sentenced to life in prison because water is the enemy of glass. Citizen was arrested for sneezing. The judge shouted,
"I sentence you to 10 years in prison for illegal breathing."
Not just a fight, Charles also challenged the windmills to a sword duel on live television.
Oh, come on! You shut up.
Winning windmill results.
Who is that over there? Oh, there's King Charles. I'm not Charles. I'm a real windmill.
Charles was once caught in the lab, trying to breed a talking windmill by feeding it alcohol. King Charles's accomplishments. The only king to be sued by a windmill for harassment. The first man in the world to marry a cloud and divorce it after 2 days because it rained. The highly death of King Charles. After 30 years of reigning in madness, Charles VI died in a daring experiment. He froze himself to become an eternal glass monument, but forgot that he couldn't stand the cold. But he left behind an immortal legacy. The whole world knows that fighting windmills is a game for the unlucky. His last wish was to be buried with 3 things. Windmill blades, old enemy. First brick, favorite meal. Bucket from the Modena-Bologna War, because it's worth more than me. Charles VI proves that, if you are crazy enough, history will remember you not as a king, but as a comedy sketch. And if you think that was stupid, and if you think that was the dumbest war in history, let me introduce you to a war over a bucket. This is beautiful Italy, the birthplace of pizza, opera, and the stupidest wars in history. In 1325, a war broke out here whose cause would make even pigs laugh. 2 cities fought over an empty bucket. Not just any bucket. This is the empty bucket relic, said to have been used by God to hold water for washing Adam's feet. The Bolognese swear that anyone who touches it will be turned into celery. They hate coriander. And this is the plot to steal the super sky of the Modena army.
We will disguise ourselves as haystacks to sneak into Bologna. We'll go through the sewers to avoid detection by the Bologna. Come on.
To steal the bucket, Modena sent in a SEAL team. The plan was perfect except for one small flaw. They forgot the bucket's instructions, so they didn't know which one was the holy relic. They argued between the holy bucket and the poop bucket and ended up choosing the latter. 22 years of war with classic stories. Battle of the Flying Soviet. The Modena army used a donkey as a parachute, jumped from a tow, and met the pigsty. Battle of the Fake Buckets. Bologna created 1,000 fake buckets, causing the Modena army to become confused and fight among themselves over which bucket was real. Battle of the Shovel. An old woman throws a bucket at the enemy general, making him pregnant, due to the curse of the relic.
This is biological warfare.
The bucket was eventually displayed in a museum with the inscription, 2,000 lives equals 1 rusty bucket. 22 years after the war ended, it was discovered that the real bucket had never been stolen. It still sits in the royal toilet used as a potty for the Pope's pet cat. Story of the piece. Einstein sat behind a street stall selling magic buckets with a sign that read E equals MC squared. But this bucket, or $99.99, do you think this price is reasonable for the Einstein brand? And here, Dr. Albert Einstein, the genius who invented the theory of relativity. Now they have turned to scamming the century with a series of super fake buckets. Quantum bucket can hold both water and your future. Time bucket. Buy one, get one free. But the second one will be delivered in 3023. E equals MC squared. Weighs only 1 kilogram, but the spirit weighs up to 1,000 kilograms. Someone used the famous equation to calculate the price of the bucket. Understand what this guy's IQ is. These are two masterpieces that no one can understand. Elon Musk once paid $10 billion for it to hold makeup remover for Tesla robots. 335 War. The 335 Years' War. Netherlands versus Scilly. In 1651, the Netherlands declared war on the English Isles of Scilly for a good reason. The Scillies dared not pay for the wrecked Dutch ships. The Scilly men waved and said,
"We are so poor, where can we get the money to pay?"
During the war, Dutch soldiers sat on ships, playing cards, while the people of Scilly did not even know that war had been declared. The war was extremely fierce. 0 battles, 0 shots, and 1 Dutch captain's cat got seasick. In 1986, a historian discovered a shocking truth. The Netherlands never declared peace.
What the hell? Are we at war?
Then the Dutch government quickly faxed, "Oh, sorry, we forgot." The Dutch ambassador ended up giving Scilly a crate of Heineken beer, labeled war reparations. After receiving the beer box, asked the Scilly people,
"What do you think about compensation being just a case of beer?"
We were going to ask for one more lobster, but we were afraid that the Netherlands would declare war for another 300 years.
Peace was signed in a peaceful atmosphere, and if the war lasts another 10 years, will Scilly get 2 barrels of beer? Is this the most honest war in history, or just a prank by some idle generals? 335 years without a fight? My neighbors and I still fight every week. And that's why history should have an entertainment section in the curriculum. Thank you for watching the entire video. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to wait for the next video.